Welcome to the Upshot, Multi-World Disc Golf's podcast about the latest in the disc golf world. I'm the editor, Charlie Eisenhood. Joining me, Josh Mansfield, on this Friday, February 16th. Sorry for being a day late. I was traveling back from the Caribbean yesterday. We also had an interview that fell through. And so a bunch of little things, but we're still getting the show out. We're still getting you ready for the All-Star Weekend. It's happening. I don't know. It's a little weird sometimes with the Pro Tour because it's the start of the season and it's where it's ready to go. And yet you cannot find any information about this event or really that much about the chess.com Invitational. It's kind of like a weird thing. You have to sort of know. And I think if you follow their social pages, it's better, Josh. But if you just try to go to the website, the scores and the standings link still link to UDisc Live. That's where we're at right now. And so it's always been this way a little bit, but good luck trying to know how the teams work or how the scoring works because there's very little information available.
So PDGA Live does have an event page up. If you go to said event page, on the doubles, for example, it just has all 6 doubles teams grouped in a large blob, not head to head, no showing which team has a point and which one doesn't. It's not high hopes right now, and we're a day before, a day of.
For regular stroke play events during the season, I'm sure it's going to be fine. It's going to be functional. It's going to work. You're going to be able to see what the scores are, and hopefully the stat stuff works fine. I don't think it's going to be beautiful. It's going to look like PDGAlive.com, but it's going to be fine.
It's fine.
For stuff like this, it's going to be totally broken and useless. I guarantee you it's going to be frustrating this weekend because you're going to have to be doing the math on your own calculator versus, UDisc had a big leaderboard at the top. Everybody was listed with what team, with color coded.
Yep.
It wasn't perfect. And especially when they first started, it wasn't that good, but they got better every single year.
It was really good last year.
And for things when they're doing head-to-head stuff, you can see who's 1 up, who's 2 up.
Yeah.
They're showing you that. I just don't know if the PDGA Live stuff is going to be built out for that very soon.
By very soon, do you mean tomorrow?
Definitely not by tomorrow. There's no chance.
Yeah. Oh gosh. And here's the big thing I'll say. This, you're right. At the end of the day, this doesn't matter. But if this is going to be your kickoff event, if this isn't your mid-season break where people quit watching your sport for a week, then you need to put some work into this. And the one thing I'll say though, in terms of quality of life things that UDisc had that PDGA Live, I'm not sure if they have or not. So help me, if PDGA Live makes me calculate cut lines on my own, I'm going to be
Josh,
livid.
I guarantee you're going to have to calculate the cut line.
Charlie, I do not want to calculate cut lines. That's going to drive me crazy.
It's the first thing of the season. I'm definitely going to accept some issues, but I will say I'm not
to UDisc is
highly encouraged given that it just looks like it's some kind of standard stroke play event and there's no way to distinguish teams in any way. Now, it hasn't started yet, so we'll see, but this is not going to be the way to follow along. You basically are going to have to watch the broadcast and know what's going on.
Yep.
Which is fine, I guess. It doesn't matter that much, but it's just, to me, the whole thing feels rushed. The whole changeover feels rushed. So we'll see how it goes. Anyway, let's talk about this All-Star Weekend because we think we figured it out. We mostly figured it out, but the DGPT's own website doesn't really specify what the matchups are. It just says it's based on the seeding. So we went and we looked at the seeding, and in one case, there were doubles pairings that had the same combined seeding. So we're just having to assume what the matchup is. And so we're doing our best to just make that happen. And so
the MPO seeding is clearly in the wrong order.
So here's what you do need to know. There's a skills competition, and then there's doubles and there's singles. Now, this is the same as it's been the last couple of years, but now the skills competition doesn't count towards the team that wins. Okay, so they just have a separate skills competition, which includes a number of players who are not involved with the All-Star Weekend, which in a way is cool because it means that Ellie Midling is going to play in the distance contest. And let's be honest, that's the most interesting person you could possibly want to see in FPO in the distance contest. So we like that. I assume, is Double G in men's?
Double G's in the distance challenge.
So, they're making it interesting by bringing in people like Andrew Marweed is in the putting contest. I mean, he's the best putter on the planet. Let's put him in the putting contest. I like this. We will discuss our picks and things for all of this in a little bit. Then they have doubles. You combine the seedings. The lowest total combined seeds from each team will play against each other, and then the next set and the next set. And it works the same way with singles, with the lowest seed playing the lowest seed from the other team in 6 matchups. So there's 3 available points in doubles for each of the pairings. And so whoever wins a stroke play match wins the point for the doubles. And then there's stroke play as well for the singles, 1 point per matchup, which means there's 6 points in singles, 3 points in doubles, and that's how it works. Last year, it went pretty much down to the wire. Either team could have won at least an MPO until pretty late. So it was decently fun and interesting. There's definitely a overall lack of caring that much about this event from the pros, but it's still like a nice way to see who's looking good, especially interesting this year because they're literally playing on the holes, many of the holes anyway, that they will play during the tournament next weekend at the Chess.com Invitational.
Yeah. I really enjoy the fact that the skills competition is just a separate exhibition event. I think that's the right call. I like that that's just a little bit distinct. And I like that. I enjoy watching this event, and I especially, like you mentioned, like the fact that it is on the same course and it's on a new course to tour this season. That's the other part that's just so valuable, right? I've been going through and watching old Throwdown the Mountain coverage, but I know that Paul Macbeth has redesigned or added new holes that are not going to be on old coverage, and I hope we get the chance to see some of that this weekend and get a sense of that course. So I'll definitely be tuning in as an opportunity to kind of prep for what's going to be the first event of the season, and I'm sure the players are doing the same.
So let's quickly go through the teams, and then we can talk about the skills competitions and just get that out of the way, and then we'll talk about who do we think is going to win the matchups in the All-Star Weekend. So first up, Team Calvin is Calvin Heimberg, Ricky Wysocki, Anthony Barella, Matt Oram, James Proctor, and Chris Dickerson. Chris Dickerson was added late, as was Aaron Gossage, who's on Team Isaac, after Simon and Eagle qualified but declined to attend. And then Henna Blomroos is filling in for Kristen Tatar in FPO. She's not starting her season until Waco. So Team Isaac is Isaac Robinson, Gannon Burr, Kyle Klein, Cole Radalin, Ezra Robinson, and Aaron Gossage. By the way, just want to give a little shout out. Ezra Robinson making the All-Star Weekend, low-key wouldn't have expected that. Didn't even really realize that until I was paying attention to this event. Pretty cool.
Yeah. Just straight up too, not even an alternate. Good for him.
Do you notice anything about these MPO teams, Josh?
Well, Charlie, I do. And there was something that was highlighted in the Ulti-World preview article. I was going to do this math, but fortunately, this was done for us by... Who wrote the
Justin Westfall.
Article? It was Justin Westfall. Thank you, Justin. He did the math that I was looking for. Calvin Heimberg's the team of Calvin Heimberg, average age, 29 years old. Isaac Robinson's, 21.3. Drastic generational difference in terms of Pro Tour athletes here on those two sides of the MPO field. That was the first thing just shot out to me.
Yeah. And how about this? Calvin's team has 25 more years of cumulative PDGA membership and 25 more DGPT Elite Series wins.
It's a lot of wins. It's a lot of wins.
Gannon Burr, who Isaac picked, was quoted as upon hearing the final results of the draft saying, "We're dead." Brian Earhart relayed that in the press conference. And then there was this moment from yesterday's press conference where Gannon actually took the mic to ask Isaac a question. Take a listen.
Hello, my team captains. Isaac, this question is for you. As the clear underdog team, and by underdog I mean the clear worst team in this situation, what was your thought process in, picking Negative Nancy as the first pick on your team?
Well, hindsight being what it is, I wouldn't have done that. But, I'm stuck with him at this point. It was a mistake I can't change. I wish I could.
All right, I'm looking forward to bringing the team down.
Wow. You really could have unified your team right there, and you didn't.
He's really bringing the whole energy down in this entire press conference. Calvin, how do you feel after that, just in general?
I kind of feel bad for their team right now.
We're in a tough spot.
So Gannon Burr, Josh, maybe, obviously just having some fun, but
sure.
I don't know if I actually agree with Gannon, though.
I don't know if I do either. Like, I think these teams are actually pretty good, like pretty even. And I know we're going to get into, where the points break down. But when you just look, kind of some of those straight across picks, especially, top three and bottom three in terms of actual draft order, like Isaac, Gannon, Kyle running up against Calvin, Ricky, and Matty O. Like, one side boasts 4 majors in the past 3 seasons, and the other side doesn't have a single one. So, like,
yeah, I mean, it's exactly the point. Well, and like Cole Radallen, like, I know he's really young, but he's arguably more accomplished as a player than Anthony Barella.
Yep. Well, arguably.
And then I think the back end favors Team Calvin a little bit with James Proctor and Chris Dickerson versus Ezra Robinson and Aaron Gossage. But, like, I don't know. Dickerson was looking a little washed last year, to be honest with you.
That's the hard part, right? Like, Chris Dickerson definitely stands above the other 3.
Oh, yeah.
In terms of his accomplishments,
he's probably,
and performance.
Besides Ricky, he might be the most accomplished player in terms of, like, career wins and majors on anybody on this list, right?
Well, he's the only other guy that has a major on that MPO field, except on Team Calvin, except for Ricky.
Yeah, that's right.
So, yeah.
A lot of shedders on the Team Calvin.
It's really, they really could be the shed team, man.
Team Shed versus team Friends or something like that.
Someone send in. I want Young Guns with like a revolver, like a cartoonized revolver on Isaac's
Shed logo,
and then a Shed logo on Calvin's.
Oh my gosh! All right, we'll come back to this for our picks. Let's look at FPO. You've got Missy Gannon, team captain. She picked Holland Handley, Ella Hansen, Macy Vela Diaz, Sarah Hokum, and Allie Smith. And Owen Scoggins picked Kat Murch, Haley King, Katrina Allen, Jessica Weiss, and Henna Blumroos. Before we talk about these teams, a little moment from the press conference. Missy Gannon got a gift for Owen Scoggins. Take a look.
Yeah, I actually kind of want to get a little serious. Owen, we love you. You are like a national treasure. Everybody in the world loves you. And we need to protect you at all costs.
Oh.
And this course is really treacherous. Yep. It's got a lot of cliffs, a lot of hills, steep hills to climb. Mm-hmm. So I want to make sure that you have something out there to keep you safe. One moment.
Oh.
Here is your... We don't want you to fall down any hills or cliffs. We got a nice little bell for you as well.
What a
and look,
friend.
your party cup. It's gonna be.
Can I put a drink in there?
Whatever you want.
Owen, I want to ask you before we let you go, how do you feel about the present, and do you have any parting shots for Missy?
Let me tell you. 43 years old. It's not bad. And I feel like I still don't need this one yet. But anybody can take it from me. But thank you, Missy. She's very nice to me, and I feel like I might don't need to use it.
Well, thank you both so much. Good luck this weekend, and we'll see you out there tomorrow.
Thank you.
If you are just listening to this podcast, as many, if really most of you do, I don't know if it was explicitly said, but it was a walker gifted to Owen Scoggins.
It's got lights. It's got string lights.
It's got a little bell. It's got a cup holder.
Bedazzled
I mean,
cup.
it's a nice walker. Let's be honest. But that was a fun moment.
Missy is the GOAT of All-Star press conference weekends. I mean, she is so funny, and listen, like Missy does it right. That's what this event is about,
Agreed.
right? It's the trash talk. It's the banter. Like Missy understands that, and she does that so well.
So interesting teams here. Again, I feel like it's hard to suss out an obvious edge when you look at these two teams. Like, I guess I lean Team Missy, but I think the back end of Owen's team is, like, to me, clearly stronger than Missy's. And it may come down to how well Katrina Allen is playing.
Maybe. It's funny, actually. I think the top end of Owen's team also favors Owen. I go Team Owen here. When I look, Holland got the win. But Owen,
remember,
Missy,
it's all about the matchups. It's not about the aggregate.
It is about the matchups. You're right. So Owen and Missy, like those two, coin toss on any.
Yeah, I think
like,
it's course
they're both
dependent
great,
a little bit, but like, yeah, they're just they were far and away behind Kristen, the best players last year.
Yes, and both very, very good in their in their own rights. I guess the big question on Owen's team, like Haley King, she could be the best player on this FPO list, or she could be the worst player on this FPO list. Right, very swingy.
Hard to take much stock into how she's gonna play at the All-Star Weekend. That's for sure.
Right. Katrina Allen, same way. Like if good, like you just said, if good Katrina shows up, blows everybody out of the water.
Team Owen could roll. It's very, very possible.
Yes. That's. I think that's the interesting thing is like I look at Team Owen and I see Henna, Katrina, and Haley, and I go, wow, that is some top end power that also could just lay an egg.
So before we pick our teams and who we think is going to win the All-Star Weekend, quickly we're going to go through the skills competitions. Okay, so here's what we've got for the skills. Now, again, these don't count at all towards the winner of the team in the All-Star Weekend. It's just a fun showcase. So for FPO, putting, Owen Scoggins, Kat Murch, Deanne Carey, Morgan Linds, Jordan Linds, and Katrina Allen. And once again, there's some non-All-Stars playing, clearly. Does anybody have a chance to beat Owen here?
No. The person who did have a chance to beat Owen didn't get invited, and that was Alexis Mondahano.
Yeah.
Right? And I don't know if she didn't get invited. She's not on this list.
I don't even really... I hardly give these folks a chance. Maybe Deanne Carey? I mean, if Owen plays her game, it's a wrap. That's how I look at it. She's been awesome in this event in the past. I mean, she's like outshined some of the MPO players in the past.
Right. Well, and it took Alexis being the best, literally the best of both MPO and FPO last season to take it down over.
That's right. Good memory there. Okay, accuracy. Missy Gannon, Sarah Hokum, Jessica Weiss, Allie Smith, Macy Vela Diaz.
I mean, I like Missy here. I'm going to give a sneaky chance, depending on what the accuracy is this year. I think Sarah Hokum's got sneaky chance here.
Sure.
Jessica Weiss in the accuracy challenge kind of surprises me. Not gonna lie.
She had to go somewhere.
You're right. And the distance challenge is
let's be honest. That's the one for FPO at least. I feel like. I mean, maybe for both. I mean, that's really what you want to see, right? I have no feelings. I think the accuracy challenge sucks every year. It's a stupid thing. You have to do stupid throws. I don't think it's very interesting.
Yep.
Okay, distance challenge. Holland Handley, Ella Hansen, Evelina Salonen, Hannah Blomroos, Ellie Mittling, Haley King.
What a lineup.
Wow.
What a lineup.
Wow. I mean, Ellie has to be the favorite. She has been the best, longest thrower, but can she keep it in the lines? That's going to be the question.
If they do golf line or golf,
they do usually.
Again,
it's controlled distance.
If it is controlled distance again, my favor, I think Ellie is not the clear favorite at that point.
I don't know, man. It's not like she can't throw it straight.
I mean, if she gets enough throws, I'm sure
shots.
Right, I would say if she gets 6, like she might. With 6 people
by the way,
throwing,
if they let people win on a roller, I'm going to be pissed. That is not what I'm talking about. It just should be. You want to do a roller competition? Do a roller competition. Otherwise, air shots only, please. It's dumb. It feels like a technicality win.
I don't know. I watch them lay down rollers that go 650 feet and
this
they
is
keep
our
it on the fairway. It really is.
No way. I listen. I appreciate a good roller. Have a roller competition. It's a different thing.
I mean, all right. If it gets you to the pin, it's really not.
Okay, so if you don't think it's going to be Ellie, then who?
I don't know. Put Ella and Henna on 2 sides of a coin and flip it.
Yeah, they can both bomb it.
That's really how I feel. I think in my mind, Ella's got the edge.
Ella's had trouble keeping it in the lines in this contest in the past. We'll see. Should be fun. Yeah. Should be really fun.
I'm excited to watch that one.
Okay, MPO, putting. Ricky, Gannon, Matty O, Andrew Marweed, James Proctor, Isaac Robinson. Whew. Man, that's fire.
That is fire.
I mean, you have to give Andrew Marweed the favorite status because he literally led the tour in C1 and C2 putting last year.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not like these other guys are slouches. I mean, they're like a percentage point or 2 behind him.
They're a little further than that, actually. I mean, James Proctor's 3, and he's second place in Circle 1 putting. Andrew Marwood is at 93%. James Proctor's at 90%.
Yeah.
I agree, they're not slouches.
You get my point.
Yes, I do get your point. And I really wasn't trying to play semantics. I agreed with you. And then I looked at the stats, and I was like, oh my gosh. James Proctor's next. He's 3% behind Andrew Marweed. And then you have to go down to Gannon at 87%, which is 6% difference. Now, in this competition, 6% is 1 to 2 putts, well within a margin of error of could be different.
Oh yeah.
Right. So I completely agree. This list, amazing. This is going to be, I think, probably the most competitive where all 6 of those guys could win it. I just was blown away when I looked at the stats, how far ahead Andrew Marweed is.
Yeah, he's amazing. I mean, he literally set the record. All-time record. Best C1X putting. So,
thing about
putting. Accurate distance competition, you get why it's fun. It's awesome.
Yeah. Yep.
I think if the putters are hot, it's better to watch.
Mm-hmm.
It's like 3-point shooting contest versus dunk contest. Dunk contest, you get why it's the thing that is last and is everybody wants to watch. But when someone gets it absolutely ripping from 3, it is amazing to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see Sabrina Ionescu's 3-point shooting contest? I don't know when this was. Was this the WNBA All-Stars or something?
No, I don't think I did.
Yo, you should go on YouTube and watch it.
Okay.
Could not miss.
Is this a player?
Could not miss. Now they're going to do some kind of Sabrina versus Steph thing.
I did see that. I saw they were going to do
unbelievable.
That. Okay.
And
that's cool.
All the caveats or whatever you want about the size of the ball, blah, blah, blah. People come up with so much stupid stuff. Sick to watch. Because if somebody can't miss, right? If they're hitting every single putt, it's awesome. I think we could get that. That's going to be very competitive. These are definitely the most interesting skills challenge lineups that we've had.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Accuracy. Aaron Gossage, Chris Dickerson, Kyle Klein, Alden Harris, Ezra Robinson. Who cares? Let's go to distance. Calvin Heimberg, Anthony Barella, Cole Redolin, Garrett Gerthy, Albert Tom, Ezra Aderhold.
All right, pause real quick. I'm going to go back to accuracy challenge.
Go ahead.
I'm going to pitch my idea for a more competitive accuracy challenge, an interesting accuracy
give it to
challenge.
me. I would love to see them rework this.
Painted circles in a field.
Okay.
You paint circles on different distances, with circles getting smaller the further back you get. Each circle's worth a different number of points. It's a risk reward about how far you want to push your shots to go for a smaller and more difficult target, but worth more points.
So wait a minute. You choose which one you're going for, and you only get points if you make it?
No, you get 10 discs.
Okay.
Let's say you get 10 discs. They're a series of bullseyes. Think like Topgolf sort of thing, right?
I see.
A series of bullseyes that are worth different points. The further out you get, the smaller they get, but they're worth more points.
Sure.
And then you throw 10 discs, and so you get to pick. Like, did you see the snap contest for the NFL All-Stars?
No.
I
haven't watched a Pro Bowl thing in a long time.
Don't blame me. But they have like different sized holes. I just saw a clip from Jason
and different
Kelsey
points for a smaller. Yeah, I love
exactly. And that way, if you want to just throw 10 150-foot chip shots, and you only get 10 points per, then
it's like
great.
skee-ball.
And yes, yeah. It's like pick your challenge, pick your risk. How much points do you want to go for? There you go. There's your accuracy
you put
challenge.
one behind an obstacle, like way out there behind a tree that's worth like 100 points or something.
Yep. You put the like Winthrop.
That would be so much better than the nonsense they do now.
Piece of cake.
Love
there
it.
you go.
Love it. Great call. That's
pitched.
a free idea right there for the Pro Tour for next time.
Won't even.
You know
charge
what? They could just do that tonight. They could go out there with some spray paint and get it done.
They could. It's not hard.
I guess it's Friday, isn't it? They would have to do it in the next like 4 hours.
I mean, they did it at Worlds. Why can't they do it for an All-Star Challenge?
Middle of the night. Oh, man.
All right, now we can move on to distance.
Okay, so yeah, distance. Calvin, Anthony Barella, Cole Redolin, Garrett Gerthy, Albert Tom, Ezra Aderhold.
That's also a fun
great.
lineup.
It's great. AB, right? Double G. Who you take there? I mean, Albert Tom low key is a ripper.
Tom low
like
key.
in a straight distance contest, like he's going to be a real challenger.
Ezra Aderhold also deserves a nod here. I can't pick against Double G.
Did
man.
Calvin win this a year or two ago? I think he did.
No, I thought he didn't because he walked maybe a couple years ago, but last year it was him, Kyle, Kevin Jones, and Simon. And Calvin got up and threw like 5 air shots, and then Kyle and Kevin just showed up and like started just dropping rollers.
Yeah.
That were
Okay.
going
Thank you for reminding me why I hate that.
No, I think Kyle. I can't remember if Kyle or Kevin took it with a roller, but one of them outrolled Calvin by like 55 feet, and it was awesome to watch.
It was not awesome. It wasn't.
I know.
Okay.
I know the emails are coming. They did last year too.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know. It should be fun. I think I'll take AB. Just to name my actual picks. I'm going to stick with Marweed. I think he's going to do it. Marweed for putting. I'll take Dickerson for accuracy and AB for distance.
Okay. Give me Gannon for putting. Give me Kyle for accuracy, and give me who did you take for distance?
I took Barella.
Okay, I want Double G.
Fair. On the FPO side, I'm taking Owen for putting. I'm taking Missy for accuracy, and I'm taking Midling for distance.
I'm also taking Owen. You can't pay me enough to not pick Owen. Give me Allie Smith for accuracy. Give me the sleeper
I kind of like
pick.
that.
Yeah, I mean that's where she excels. It really is. So I'm going to go with Allie Smith, and give me Henna for distance.
All right, there we go. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk doubles and singles and see who we think is going to win it all. We'll be right back.
Pound's the best of the best. It's the quality, the craftsmanship, the vision for what a bag could be. Let's start from the beginning. I didn't choose Pound, I chose Levi. I trusted Levi to make the best bag possible.
He's always trying to innovate. He wants it to be perfect. And I think he's the kind of guy that nothing's ever perfect.
I trust the product. I trust the people behind the product.
At this point, I don't think anyone's disputing that it's the best made bag.
Welcome back to the Upshot. Time to take a look at the actual all-star lineups and who we think is going to take it down. We already gave you the teams, so we're not going to go through those again. We're just going to look at the matchups. And doubles is first on Saturday. So we will begin there. We believe these are the doubles matchups to the best of our understanding. There was a tie in seeding for FPO, so we're not totally sure, but we're just going to go with what was on the website that we think lines up. So that's our move. That means we've got Missy Gannon and Holland Handley taking on Owen Scoggins and Haley King. Josh, it's a great opening matchup. Who do you think takes it down?
Give me the Owen Haley matchup. I think the diversity of Owen's shot shaping, Haley's distance with the best putter on tour. I mean, that's Owen. If you could pick anybody for your doubles partner, Owen is just someone who could just lock down every putt.
It's huge.
Amazing.
It's huge.
It's huge.
No doubt. I think Owen and Haley are a little more polarized in terms of skills. But I think, like Missy and Holland were the best players at the end of the season last year.
They were.
And so the question really comes down to, and I think both Missy and Holland are solid at kind of everything.
Mm-hmm.
You'd say the same thing about Owen and Haley. It's not like Haley's not a good putter.
And that's true.
I don't think I can really say anymore that Owen's lack of distance is a problem. Like, it's just not a problem most of the time. Right. So yeah. I don't know. I think I lean Missy and Holland actually, because I like, I just like the way that those players were playing at the end of last season. Okay. Next matchup is Team Missy, Ella Hansen and Allie Smith taking on Jessica Weiss and Henna Blomroos from Team Owen.
Man, give me Ella and Allie, because I am worried that other team needs to be within 5 feet to get a disc in the basket.
Yeah, that's a good point. Ella's also not a great putter, but Allie, I think, is a pretty good putter.
I think Allie is a good putter.
I'm going to check the stats real quick because I feel like I'm relying merely on...
You look up Allie. I'm going to look up Jessica Weiss.
Okay. Allie Smith, 65% putter. Not great. Not great.
So is Jessica Weiss.
Ella Hansen was 69% putter.
Do you want me to give you the number?
Give me the number.
55% for Henna.
So, look, I think both teams are going to suffer from the same problem. I actually am going to take Jessica and Henna.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Yeah. I just think the distance is a key feature on this course. And not that Ella obviously doesn't have plenty of it, but Jessica and Henna are both very accomplished throwers.
They are.
And I think, I don't know. It's a good matchup there, too.
It is a good matchup.
Katrina Allen and Sarah Hokum for Team Missy, taking on Kat Murch and Macy Vela Diaz for Team Own.
I'm going to let you go first on this one, because I'm still not sure which one.
Jeez, it's really tough. I think I'm going to count on Katrina having kind of worked out some of the kinks, and I'm going to take Katrina and Sarah.
I think that's you and me both. I just, man, like even at the highest, like Macy Vela Diaz is just not on the same level as Kat or Katrina, and it's a big question mark about who shows up here. But I agree.
Like Katrina and Sarah could be like enough past their prime that it's like a problem, because Macy Vela Diaz could still be awesome, but she's pregnant. Like, how hard is she going to be going here? I don't know. Interesting matchup there too. All right. So of course it all comes down to singles. There's twice as many points available. First matchup is Calvin. Oh, sorry. What am I doing? Got to go back up to FPO. I'm going down the list in the wrong order. Missy versus Own is your singles matchup number 1.
Give me Own. I want Own to just smoke Missy now and hand the walker back to her and be like, here, you can use this to carry your disc.
Call the ambulance, but not for me.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know. I'm going to take Missy, but I feel like it's super up in the air. I mean, I think it's
you want to talk about coin toss? Yeah, this one's it.
Keep in mind, if you're wondering what they're playing holes 1, 7, 8, 9, 16, 17, and 18, along with a couple of safari holes. So, that does nothing for me, but maybe it does something for you if you are an expert in this course.
I know they've added holes, and so I don't know. I don't know what that means.
Okay, Holland Handley versus Cat Merch. I'm always giving you Team Missy first.
Okay. Give me Holland.
Me too.
Just because end of season, right? I know Cat's got to win, but end of season Holland was winning, and I think Cat fell off a little bit. So continuation of form.
I would like to have Haley King in the next matchup, which is Ella Hansen versus Haley King. So I'm giving a point to Team Own there. I do think could be a competitive matchup, but Haley to me is still I would take her in most matchups, frankly.
Yeah, she's the proven player, and honestly has the potential still to be one of the best FPO players in the division.
Okay, Macy Vela Diaz versus Katrina Allen.
There's a chance that Katrina Allen of end of season shows up, but if I'm just not counting on it. And if Katrina Allen of beginning season shows up, I don't think this is even going to be a close matchup. So
you're saying
I give the nod to Katrina. I take Katrina.
Gosh. Me too. But I don't know. Okay. This could look really bad in retrospect.
It could.
If she hasn't figured it out. Okay, Sarah Hokum versus Jessica Weiss. I'm taking Jessica Weiss.
I'll take Sarah Hokum.
Okay.
I look, she could be past her prime, but I mean, Sarah Hokum still just plays some of the most consistent golf, and on a shortened layout, if Jessica Weiss has 1 or 2 bad holes, I think that could be it. You only got 9 holes, so I give it to Sarah Hokum on that one.
All right, last matchup is Allie Smith versus Henna Blomroos.
You know what? Give me the sleeper. I have no confidence in the Finns right now. I take Allie Smith.
Well, I know I swore off the Finns, but I'm not swearing them off here. I'm taking Henna Blomroos. I mean, look, even with the problems with the putting, she's still an amazing player, and I think this is the kind of course that's going to set up well for her, actually. So she's going to miss some putts and still win.
All right.
Okay, so there we go. I have 3, 4, 5 points for Team Missy and 4 points for Team Own, which means I'm giving it to Team Missy overall. Josh
on a 5-4
is
that's also what I have.
Exactly in the same boat. We made different picks across the board, but we were both going Team Missy at the end of the day. Interesting. We'll see what happens. Going to be close, though. I mean, I think we both think it's going to be close. Okay, MPO time. Let's start with our doubles matchups. Calvin Heimberg and James Proctor will be taking on Kyle Klein and Gannon Burr.
Man, give me negative Nancy. I really think Kyle Klein and Gannon Burr have just that's a dynamic team.
The question for me, I don't know. James Proctor played awesome last year. Did he play better than Kyle? For much of the season, it feels like the answer was yes. And obviously, you've got Calvin out there. I don't know. I think it's super tight.
It is tight. It didn't. But Kyle finished the year on a major.
Yeah, he sure did.
And that's.
I feel like this is the right setting for James Proctor to play really well, though, because there's no pressure. I feel like the problems we've seen from James Proctor's game have come in late round situations where he needs to clutch up and hit shots, and those haven't come. But this is not a pressure type scenario, right?
Yeah.
So give me the reigning player of the year, Calvin Heimberg and James Proctor.
Okay.
Next up, Team Calvin, Anthony Barella and Ricky Wysocki taking on Isaac Robinson and Ezra Robinson.
I'll let you go first this time.
I want AB and Ricky.
Yeah.
I just think it's kind of a mismatch, to be honest.
I do too.
I mean, all respect to Isaac.
Yeah.
And honestly, and respect to Ezra. I just think, like...
dream team doubles lineup right there, baby.
That's crazy. Ricky and AB, like, they should be able to just birdie literally every hole.
Honestly, when I look at the entire, like, all 6 pairings, I would seed AB and Ricky as, I think, the best doubles team.
That's I think, a reasonable take.
That's how I feel about it.
Last matchup, Team Calvin has Chris Dickerson and Matty O taking on Cole Rodolin and Aaron Gossage.
Give me Cole and Aaron.
Me too.
What a like just complete game between the both of them.
I agree.
That's a one that, like, similar to Anthony Barella and Ricky Wysocki in a way. Like, I think they complement each other's skills so well for just a diverse course that I think Throw Down the Mountain is going to give them. Love that team. Love it.
All right, we go to the singles matchups. Team Calvin will be the first player each time. Calvin versus Isaac. Josh, what are you thinking?
Give me Calvin. I know you're probably gonna take Calvin too.
I'm taking Calvin.
Yeah, but
I think again, I'm thinking about the course a little bit. Long lines, shot shaping. Obviously, both of these players so talented. Isaac's a better putter, but I think Calvin's just distance advantage here is going to be enough to get him through.
And he's from Florida.
That's a good point. He's probably played here.
He's probably played this course way more than Isaac. I mean, I guess isn't Isaac Georgia? Like,
yes,
not too far, but still.
Okay, Ricky versus Gannon.
I'm gonna let you go first.
I'm going Gannon.
Okay, give me Ricky for the pure sake of breaking trend here on you against you. Listen, this is one though that I really do feel very close about. I think that Ricky can show up, and I think Ricky plays his best golf when he is loose and having fun and enjoying it, and that is the perfect format for right here. Like, we're going to see some Raptor legs. We're going to see Ricky cheering on with the fans. I really like it here for Ricky. So,
all right, next up we've got Matty O taking on Kyle Klein.
So, sorry, Matteo. I hate to do you like this, but it's got to be Kyle for me.
I'm taking Kyle, but it will not surprise me in the slightest if Matteo wins. Like, okay. I think Kyle has the higher ceiling, is the better player, but like in a one-off situation, it's not like Kyle's Mr. Consistency.
And that's true.
Matteo consistently plays at a high level.
Yeah.
So if you don't bring your A game, if Kyle plays his best game, he wins. If he doesn't play his best game, I think Matteo wins.
Great point.
But I am taking Kyle Klein. I'm going to take the upside. Okay, next up, Anthony Barella versus Cole Rodolin. I'll go first. I'll take AB. But I love the matchup. Cole. I think it's going to be really fun.
And this is a matchup where I think I honestly don't know if both came and played. Let me ask you this, Charlie. Both players come and they play their best game, the best game you've ever seen both of them play. Which one wins?
Cole.
I think so too.
Cole is when he's been like really, really red hot, it's like you're watching the next Macbeth.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen all that often, but when it does, you're like, oh my God, this kid is spectacular. Barella has more like physical gifts, I feel like, but
sure.
I don't necessarily feel like his absolute A game is at that next level. I mean, the distance, yes, right. But like, I feel like we've seen Cole show off every element of the game at a high level.
At the highest level.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. That's so I take Cole.
All right.
I take Cole for this one.
Okay, James Proctor versus Ezra Robinson.
Look, maybe I'm sleeping on Ezra here. I give it to James Proctor though.
So do I.
I think, yeah.
I mean, James Proctor, like, it's easy to not think of him as like a super elite player because he hasn't been on the tour all that much, but he is a super elite player.
He is. Yeah.
He's like really, really, really good and was awesome last year. Like one of the most consistently good players.
Really good.
Like Calvin Light, Diet Calvin.
Yeah. Calvin
okay.
Zero.
Chris Dickerson versus Aaron Gossage. I'm gonna go Gossage. But I like the inside of you, you're like, Dickerson's going to get it back and he's going to be a beast. But like, Aaron Gossage was probably the better player last year.
I think you're right. And here's the other thing I'm also going to take Aaron Gossage.
Oh, wow. I just watched Josh change his pick in our notes.
He did. I did just change my...
he did.
I'm talking about myself in the third person now. 2 reasons why. Number 1, Aaron Gossage falls apart under pressure. No pressure, baby. There's no pressure at this event.
Unless he's the last on the course and...
Doesn't matter. It's all-stars. Okay. It does not matter. Right. There's no pressure. Number 2, I think that Team Isaac is going to win, and I have to put Aaron, because right now I have it 5-4 in favor of Team Isaac with that pick. So I have more confidence overall, and I think Team Isaac's going to take it. I wanted to make sure that was reflected as such, so I had to pick Aaron Gossage as my last pick.
So Josh has Team Isaac winning 5-4. I just summed up mine, and I have Team Calvin winning 5-4. So that's what I was saying about it being matchup related. Like, we both... It wasn't intentional. Like, I picked in each matchup individually. I did not think about the aggregate. So I think it could be close.
It should be
close.
I hope it is.
Should be close.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. It's going to be fun. Most of the coverage you have to watch on the Disc Golf Network. So you can go. We're all going to be checking out DGN 2.0 together, folks. Let's see how it goes this weekend. But today's skills competition coverage is on the YouTube channel, so you can check it out there. Looking forward to seeing the graphics. There's like lots of little things I want to see how it goes. So, Josh, should be fun. We get to actually watch some live disc golf and talk about it next week.
I know. And then we are 1 week away from the first Elite Series event.
Let's go. Early next week, Tuesday show, fantasy draft time. We'll be welcoming in Daniel Prentice once again to join us to do the fantasy draft. And we're going to make some tweaks to the format this year because Kristen was just way too OP last year. So we need to make sure that, picking Kristen, it may still be the obvious number one pick, but it can't just completely break the game. So we will work on that, and we will lay out our picks for the season, and we will track them right alongside you. So going to be a lot of fun. And then, of course, we'll get you ready for the chess.com Invitational on Thursday as we rock and roll into this 2024 disc golf season. For Josh Mansfield, I'm Charlie Eisenhood saying so long, and we will talk to you next week right here on the Upshot. And Josh, before we go, I forgot to mention this.
Okay.
Should we do rapid reacts this weekend to All-Stars?
Ooh.
I think we should.
I'm down.
Let's do it.
Why not? Why not? Listen, Charlie. Rapid reacts for anybody who's not a subscriber. You need to become a subscriber. You can become a subscriber for less than $4 a month. Here's the deal. I need to get my ranting out about this PDGA Live before I come on the main show. And the Discord's the perfect place to do it.
I love that you're already ready to be ranting about it.
I'm already mad about it, and they haven't even let me down yet. I know my heart's going to get broken, Charlie, and I think the anticipation hurts worse than anything.
All right, well, we'll see how it all goes down, but yes, we will be here Sunday night to Rapid Reacts in our Discord, which you get access to as a subscriber, along with all of our other Rapid Reacts shows from the past and future. So jump in, become a subscriber today. It makes the season a lot more fun, and got a lot more cool content coming out on the website for subscribers as well. All right, that is truly it, and we'll talk to you next week.